Hey guys, I'm Anthony. Welcome to Van Life Chronicles After Van Life. So guys, I decided to alter the name of my channel once again to better define what my channel is now about. So I took away the My Life Off Wheels and changed it to After Van Life. So it's now Van Life Chronicles After Van Life. Alright guys, so today, happy Sunday, excuse me. Today I'm going to be cooking up a steak dinner. It's just going to be my London Broil here that I bought from my grocery haul. I'm also going to be fixing some Idaho herb and butter mashed potatoes, and I'm going to steam up, for all you people who love to see me eat vegetables, I'm going to steam up some broccoli. Alright, a little bit about this steak and cooking steak. From my experience with cooking steak, you want to cook the steak when it's at room temperature, because you never want to put a cold steak into a hot pan because it will buckle up immediately and become tough. So my steak has been sitting out for about 2.5 hours now. It still has a little coldness to it, but I don't think that it will be affected once I put it into the hot pan. So we're going to get going here. I'm just going to put some vegetables, some broccoli in there first, but I'm not going to turn the eye on yet just to get it ready. This broccoli here that I bought from the Giant's grocery store is the first bag of broccoli. This is my second bag of this, but it's the first bag of broccoli that I've ever bought, and opened it up and it's like all broccoli florets, and they're like super big. I hope this bag is just like the first one. And this is what I mean. They're like all like this, like really super big. So it's like I don't really need a whole bunch of them. And this is what I've been using in my oodles and noodles meal. The whole entire bag. It's not no broken up pieces in here, which is great though. So I'm just going to steam these up a little bit. Have a little bit more left over for when I fix my oodles and noodles meal. And then I need some smaller pots, because I really don't need to be fixing this in that big old pot over there. Very little water in it because I want it to steam as opposed to boiling. I should put some butter in there. So yesterday I fixed some of that curry chicken with that jar curry that I tried out for the first time. That stuff was hot. Let me tell you, it had some heat. It had some heat on it, I'm telling you. I was in here, whoo, whoo, whoo. But it was good though, it was good. Now what I wanted to try, and I didn't think about it until after the fact, I should have put some of that Thai coconut milk in it as well, which is why I bought that Thai coconut milk, and I ended up forgetting to use it. Alright, I'm going to put some salt and pepper on that broccoli. And someone mentioned to me that if I had to use salt, use sea salt or the pink salt. And it happens to be sea salt when I bought the salt and pepper. I didn't even notice. I just picked up some salt and pepper. So this is sea salt for that person who suggested that I get sea salt. So we're going to grind up a little salt and pepper in here. I'm going to tell you guys something. My job is driving me freaking nuts. You hear me? Driving me nuts. Boy, do I have a story for you guys. The shit hit the fan Thursday night into Friday night, and it carried over into Friday night into Saturday. I'm telling you, I'm about to walk up out of that place. And I'll tell you guys about that in a upcoming video. Those people. But I will say this. It was necessary. It really was. And you'll understand once I tell you the story. It probably will be my next video. So I'm going to go ahead and put some vegetable oil in here. Now my plan with this steak So that's why I'm in a kind of like a, I don't want to say a somber mood today, because I absolutely needed this weekend to, you thought I needed to decompress from the first incident that happened. My goodness, I need a vacation after this incident happened. But, like I said, it was necessary. Now my plan for the steak is to brown it on both sides and then stick it into the oven on high heat, broil for maybe 2 or 3 minutes to finish it off. And the broccoli don't need that much time. The steak is not going to need that much time, and the potatoes definitely not going to need it. So we're going to get the steak going. So here's something that I just now noticed that I thought was a little funny, and that was the knob that's on the stove that tells me how hot the oven is was actually on one of these eyes. And I never knew how hot my oven was getting until I noticed this morning that the knobs were switched. And I was like, how did that happen? So now I have the right knob on my oven temperature, and I can tell how hot my oven is now. It was the weirdest thing. I just happened to look down, and I've been in this apartment now for what? A couple of months now, and never noticed that the wrong eye knob was on. I tell you. So, I'm going to lay this steak out on here. I'm just going to use some simple salt and pepper. I need to empty my trash can. I'm going to pat this dry a little bit. I don't like these paper towels that have the frickin' crease in them and give you this little piece right here. You know, I'm happy with just 2 pieces to make a whole. And I always end up doing that, pulling off this little tiny AWSS piece. It's so annoying, and I don't know why they do that. Alright, got this patted down a little bit. Let's put some salt and pepper on it. And you want your pan to be really hot so that it will sizzle, and hopefully it's at room temperature enough that it will not curl up and become hard, or rubbery, I should say. Yes, this job is working my daggone nerves. My supervisor is something else, boy. He is a mess, boy. He has no filter whatsoever. Every other word out his mouth is the F word. And he tells it as it. Oh, I better do the other side. I'm up here talking and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me press this down so it don't fall off when I flip it. And every other word that comes out his mouth is the F word. Woo! He used that word with me and he hurt my feelings. I was like, oh. You don't know how to talk to people. Shit. But he is something, boy. I like his style. It's brutally honest. Brutally honest. Okay, because this is not going to be in here that long, I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on to get that preheated so that when this is browned up on both sides, and it's going to be quick because you want to finish it off in the oven. So let me get this piece of aluminum foil ready so that I can throw that on top of that aluminum foil and put that in the oven. Alright, I'm going to get 2 cups of water for the mashed potatoes. Somebody told me not to use my crafting things with my cooking things, but it's all I have, so I'm using it. So I'm going to get that going, because that's not going to take long. I did cook me some French toast this morning. All I have to do is get that boiling. still got some French toast pieces in here. Guys, I wasn't going to clean the pan. What's the point in cleaning the pan? Ooh, that's hot. Alright, we're going to get that steak in there. I need a dishcloth over here. Alright, we're going to get this in here. It should sizzle up really good. That's the... I'm going to turn on my broccoli as well now since everything is... But I'm going to turn it down low. And I'll put that on there. I got my oven preheating on broil, which is the highest temperature. For the mashed potatoes, all I have to do is bring the water to a boil and turn the water off, stir in my mashed potatoes. I might add some margarine to it as well as some milk. And then that'll be good to go. Once again with this steak, I just want to brown it on each side. I don't want to cook it too much. As you can see, the steak is laying down flat, which is really, really good, and tells me that it's not going to be rubbery because I let it sit for room temperature for about 2.5 hours. So that's a good sign. Had I not let that steak sit for a couple hours out to get to room temperature, as soon as I put it in, the edges would have curled all up and it would have just been rubber. This way, the steak is going to be nice and juicy, hopefully. I don't want it to be well done. I don't like well done steak. It seems like it's just a little too lightly tough for me. I like a little bit of tenderness in the middle. So it's coming along. Oh, guess what? I got a raise. My job gave me a raise already. I've just started working there in August, mid-August, and I think it's a union raise. So, excuse me, I noticed that on my last pay stub. They didn't even tell you. On my last job where I worked for 30 years, they would call you in the office one by one and talk about your performance. And I mean, it wasn't consistent and it wasn't like every year they did that, but it was pretty cool. So they good for something. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on the other side. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. I know you guys can see it. See what I mean? I just want it to be lightly brown on each side because, like I said, I'm going to finish it off in the oven. And hopefully it's going to be, not no hopefully, it is. I have confidence that this steak is going to be nice and juicy. Remember that MC Hammer song? Was it MC Hammer or 357? What? It was one of them. Juicy, got you crazy, crazy. Juicy. Remember that? That don't seem like enough water for the potatoes, but it's probably looking like that because the pot is so big, and I'm just putting one pack in there. And it says to stir it up with a fork. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Alright, that's good enough. Turn that off. I'm going to open this oven up. I'm put my aluminum foil down there. Now, I don't know if I can put this frying pan in the oven, and I don't have the instruction for it. I'm almost thinking that I can put this in the oven. And I'm going to put this in here. On that. And I'm going to let that finish cooking in the oven while I'm doing everything else. Let's move the broccoli up front. Matter of fact, let's switch them over. This is almost to a boil. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put my margarine in there, my pack in there, stir it up. It's gonna be a nice, simple Sunday dinner, but it's going to be delicious. Now, you know, once you take your steak out of the oven, you should let it sit for a while, because if you cut it immediately, all the juices are going to flow out of it. But I don't like it sitting too long because I don't want it to get like warm. I still want to eat it when it's hot. So I feel like today, because I'm not in like the best of moods, my video is flowing a lot better. I'm talking. I actually feel like today I'm doing a cooking video. I'm not searching for words like I sometimes do when I do a cooking video, because sometimes it can be difficult to cook and come up with things to talk about while you're cooking, especially if food is going the way it's supposed to be going. But yeah, I love garlic. I thought these were garlic potatoes, but I love garlic mashed potatoes. They are so good. All right, so we're gonna turn this off, and we're gonna go ahead and dump this in. Put that over there for later. And then it says stir with a fork. This pan is way too big for this. I'm going to go ahead and put in some butter or margarine. Sometimes I remember in the past when I fixed mashed potatoes, they would be like too pasty. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to need the broccoli to start doing this thing now, because everything else is going to be ready. Do you guys find that sometimes the margarine takes a long time to melt? I'm actually going to put some cracked pepper in here. I'm like, why is this margarine taking so long to melt? The pan is hot. That's probably because it's that 89-cent margarine. Get some real butter, it probably melt like that. I get that 89-cent margarine. That bad boy don't melt too well. Oh boy. It's still not melted. It's still a little piece in there that's not melted. That's ridiculous. Mashed potatoes are so good. Ah, they're so good. Alright, that's enough. Hopefully that piece that I just put in there will melt. Okay. Ooh, that's so good. Woo, so good. I like my mashed potatoes to be kind of like stiff like. I don't like the creamy mashed potatoes, you know, that's almost close to liquid. I like it to be like stiff. You know what I mean? All right, everything is coming along well. I'm about to get me a plate. Remember what I told you guys, you want that steak to sit for a few minutes. So I should have actually fixed these mashed potatoes while the steak was sitting. Ooh. I didn't put any salt in there. It tastes like there's some salt in there. Okay, my broccoli is coming along. I'm going to dump some of this water out because I don't want them to boil. I want them to steam. Look at that. As hot as that pan is, and look at that. That margarine not even melted. I don't know what kind of margarine. I don't know what kind of margarine is that. It's not even melted. Okay, I don't want my steak to overcook. I just want it to be a little pink in the middle, so that it can be nice and juicy. And I only want to put it in here for like 3 to 5 minutes. I think it's been in there for at least 3 minutes. Okay. It definitely looks cooked around all of the edges. Oh, that's going to be so good. Ooh, that's going to be so good. I'm going to go ahead and let that stay in there for probably about a minute and a half more. So I'm really looking forward to next week, the week of Christmas, because I work Monday night into Tuesday, and then I'm off Tuesday night, and I'm off Christmas night, Wednesday night. Then I go back to work Thursday night and Friday night. Hopefully I will have another whole weekend off, but I think because we have 2 days off that week that I'm going to end up having to work the weekend, at least that Saturday. And I'm going to tell you, working those 2 6-day weeks, I was tired. I'm going to turn that off because that's steamed enough. Just waiting on the steak. Yeah, I was tired. I have come to the conclusion that I really need my 2 days off. But I do know that next year, the summertime, June, July, and August is their busiest time, and those people was working every single day. I happened to come in there and start working there at the almost the tail end of it, mid-August. But I am not looking forward to going up in there every day. Although, y'all know how I feel about overtime. Although, the money is going to be great, because if I'm getting time and a half for Saturday and then double time for Sunday, and if I get that for 2 weekends to make up a full check, woo! Some people got to have it. Money, money, money. Alright, I'm going to take this steak out of here because the edges of it is brown. And that's on broil. Ooh, that looks so good. How am I going to get this out of here? That shit is hot. Oh, please don't fall. Okay. Woo! That's some heat coming up out of that, boy. Here it is, guys. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. I hope you guys can see that. Wow, that looks... Woo! Look at that. I hope you guys can see it. That looks so good. Wowza, wowza, wowzer! And I can't cut into it right now to see what the inside looks. Because like I said, if I do that now, all the juices is going to pour out of it. So what I'm going to do is use my Mexican plate that I never fix any Mexican food on. And I'm going to go ahead and plate up my mashed potatoes, my steamed broccoli. Let me see how these broccolis come out. I like my broccoli with a little bit of crunch to them. Okay, they feel like they still got a little crunch to them. Because sometimes broccoli will go soggy on you. I did add some broccoli to that curry chicken that I fixed yesterday for my veggie people out there, my vegetable people out there, I should say. But, ooh, that steak looking good, looking good. I'm going to slide that steak right on over here so that y'all can continue to look at it. As you can see, there is some liquid, some juices coming from it. I think that's natural. Maybe if I cut the end of it. Let me see. I shouldn't be cutting this stuff. Ooh, it looks like it got a little... Look like it got... I don't want to cut this aluminum foil because then it's going to get all on the plate. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, hold up. It still got a little bit of pink in it. I'm going to go ahead and taste this. Ooh, la 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 la. Oh yes. I can just tell the way it cuts. Mm. Mm-hmm. Let me get some of that juice. All right. That is gonna be some kind of good. Some kind of good. Some kind. I use so many utensils when I'm cooking that it's not even funny. See how rock solid my mashed potatoes are. Now I was gonna fix some gravy, but I didn't feel like it because I would have to use the same pot that I use my broccoli and then clean that out and yada yada yada. And I just didn't feel like doing all that. I ain't eating a lot of broccoli for y'all who insist that I eat. For those of you who insist that I eat vegetables. Okay, I'm gonna put this steak on a plate so that I can cut it properly. Whew. Maybe I put some of that juice on the mashed potatoes. Uh-oh. Whew. Anthony, control it, control it. Don't want no mess. Put some of that on the mashed potatoes. Since I ain't make no gravy. Oh, look at that pink. Let me show y'all this. Y'all might be like, oh, Anthony, that's raw. Look at that. I like it like that. I don't like it all. And then I like to cut my steak into pieces. Because that's when it's mostly tender. See how easy that cuts? Oh yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Ta-da! That is a little red though. I'm thinking. Yeah, that is a little red. I'm gonna slide the rest of it back in here for a minute. And I definitely need some salt on it. Get together. Boy, the salt really come out of this thing, boy. I might as well add a little more pepper to it while I'm at it. Alright guys, here is my little dinner. My little Sunday dinner. There it is. The plate looks so empty. It really does. Here is my mashed potatoes, my garlic butter, well not garlic, but my butter and herb mashed potatoes, steamed broccoli, and some London Broil steak. And I'm going to, as I always do, my little routine, I cook in the kitchen and I go and sit at my little table and eat and watch TV. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this Sunday edition of my meal. I love mashed potatoes. I just don't eat enough of them. Okay. That's going to do it. I'm going to let that steak sit in there and get a little bit more done. And as always, thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Tuesday. Alright guys, have a good weekend.